Hey, what is up, everybody? This is your boy AJTRIP, and welcome to the movie review, Superman. Um, I saw the other day on Twitter that everybody was excited. A lot of people were excited. They were saying this is exactly what they wanted from a Superman movie. This is, they can believe this is good. They were praising James Gunn and everything like that. So, I got a little upset about it. Yes. One hoping that this is, going to be a good movie, and I got some hopes up. And listen, this is not a bad movie. This is not a bad movie. But there are some things here that in the movie that I was not too big of a fan of. I don't know whether or not I'm a fan of Clark's parents, just being regular actors. I mean, there's because in the last Clark we had Diane Lane and Kevin Costner being Jonathan and Martha Kent. And these are just two normal actors. So I don't know if I like that. What this seemed to be is that this seemed to be like something that where I think James Gunn wanted to make stars out of people, because he got people that you don't know. Playing Jimmy Olsen, Lois Lane, Superman. The Lex Luthor is a guy. He's a that guy. If you see him, I know that guy from somewhere. So and then there's other ones like that. But so like really no stars at all necessarily, which isn't a bad thing. A movie doesn't need to be packed full of stars. It helps that the Avengers become star-studded, and you get Robert Downey Jr. and Chris Evans and Scarlett Johansson and Samuel L. Jackson and those guys, and then Jeremy Renner and Mark Ruffalo. They become more of a named people because of those movies. But yeah, there was not too many big names in there. If any, I don't think there's any. The guy who's Perry White, he's another that guy. You say, I know that guy from somewhere. And in fact, he might be a part of one of the gifts. A gift like you see on Twitter or Instagram. You look at the gifts, and it's maybe the shaking my head gift or something like that. He may be one of those gifts. But yeah. So I don't know whether to like that or hate that. Maybe I'm just indifferent about it, which would be the same. They focused on Crypto the dog a lot in this movie, and I'm not sure if they were trying to go for the dog people who love the dogs and everything like that. But there was a lot of focus on the dog, Crypto the dog, and maybe a little too much focus on a dog, in which at the end of the movie, by the way, unless you didn't see it in the title, spoiler alert, at the end of the movie, the dog is actually Kara's dog. So yeah, it's insane. So Lex Luthor was the best character, and the guy who played Lex, I think his name was Nicholas Hoult. He's good when you hate him, and I started to hate him, and then not him playing Lex. I started to hate Lex Luthor for what he was doing. How was he getting the upper hand on Superman? I was starting to hate that, and so that's when he did a really good job, and his character was very well written. Lois Lane was, she's been what everybody has played as Lois Lane. She's this tough broad who's who's down for whatever, and so the person who played Lois again is someone I've never seen before. Well, she didn't do it bad. The same thing with the guy who played Superman. He didn't, the guy who played Superman was not, he was not a name for me. And I think he did a good enough job as well. Didn't turn tide. Mr. Terrific. I'm sorry. Listen, to me, Mr. Terrific will always be the guy on Arrow. He will always be the guy on Arrow. And this guy, Mr. Terrific, it was almost like he was a stereotype. He was like the stereotypical black guy. Oh man, something happened, and then all you wanted him to say was, "That's white people shit." That's what you wanted him to. You thought he was gonna say something. So it was kind of like not too fond of that. I had no problem with Hawk Girl. The person that you will recognize is Guy Gardner, who is part of the Green Lantern Corps, which I'm trying to figure out what the hell happened there, because I know Guy Gardner to be a part of the Red Lantern Corps. I know that Hal Jordan, which Ryan Reynolds played, and Jon Stewart, which nobody has played in television. Although going back to those DC television shows, there was kind of a thought that John Diggle was going to be Green Lantern, because we kind of found out that his father's original last name was Stewart, and he had been given what seems to have been a ring, and I don't know if it was one of the episodes close to the end of Arrow, I believe it was Arrow, one of the ends of Arrow. Given a thing, so there was that. But yeah, so and he had the haircut, which was to me, it should have been someone younger, because Nathan Fillion is an older guy. I'm sure he's in his 40s, and so and it looked like he was even older than that. So I think that was kind of wrong. They kind of told the story at the beginning, because we've seen a bunch of movies, so we know the story. And so we didn't need to tell the story. Go back on. So in this one, he's already been on this planet for 30 years. He's already been Superman for about 3. He's had some tussles and things like that, and he's finally apparently lost the battle to Ultraman. And from what I know, Ultraman, again, I'm going off Smallville now. Ultraman was the guy he was the guy in the Mirror Box universe. Again, I'm going for Smallville. I don't know about the comic books. And when later they unmask him, it's him being controlled, because he somehow got a Lex cloned Clark Kent, and he created Ultraman. He's got someone called the Engineer, who can transform her body, turn her body into anything, and also could have her stuff. It's almost like this Venom. It's like a Venom type of character. There was that. The story is that you've seen it in some trailers and some commercials probably. He goes and stops a war from happening. And that seems to have backfired, as one country is still wanting a war. But we find out that war has been started by Lex Luthor, and he's done it just to kill Superman. Just insane. Yeah. The fight scenes were good. You know, I think they were trying to be funny. You know, they wanted to add a little bit of funny to the thing. As this is a comic book movie, and comic books have schizophrenia. So yeah, there should be a little bit of funny, a little bit of comedy in these movies. I don't think it hit very well, if at all. I don't. I remember. The only thing I may have smirked at was that when they were trying to evacuate the city, as there was a rip going from the city because Lex created like a time warp or something like that. There was a woman getting on the bus with a turtle, and so kind of thing like that. But otherwise, the comedy really didn't hit. But I was entertained. I was entertained by it. Um, it's not bad, but I also wouldn't say it's also not great. You know, for those of you guys new here, when I do these movie reviews, and in fact, when I review anything, whether it's wrestling, whether it's TV shows, whether it's movies, video games, whatever I review, I'm on the 5-star scale. And I would give this movie 3 stars. If James Gunn is rewriting the entire DC universe, this was a okay way to start. An okay way to start. So yeah, there you have it. Post your comments down below. Tell me what you guys think. Let me know what you guys think of Superman. Have you guys seen it already? Let me know down in the comment section. Are you guys let me know what you guys thought. And also, if you have seen it, I got getting stuff in my. You know what? I'm just gonna go ahead, and I'm gonna keep that in. If you guys had any other thoughts about it that maybe I didn't talk about, let me know down in the comment section. Let the world know down in the comment section. Like the video, share the video, subscribe to the channel. And as always, thank you guys so much for watching. This is your boy, AJTRIP, signing off. As always, be good to each other, y'all. Be careful out there. And I am out.